Marcel here. What's up, YouTube? And today I want to share with you guys my story and the ins and outs of pretty much my experience of when I was tackling the wholesale aspect of the fashion industry. And hopefully from my story, you guys can pretty much get some tips and a little insight on what you guys can do in order to get your brand into a store or in a physical location. Now, when I was wholesaling, tackling that aspect of fashion, that monster, because you don't necessarily have to wholesale your brand in order for it to be successful. Nowadays, you can be strictly online and have a completely successful business. But going into the wholesale aspect, if you want to actually have your brand sort of, be in those physical locations. For me personally, when I had my showroom in New York, when we were working with Barney's and working with Karmaloop and working with Urban Outfitters, there were different ways that you would pretty much set up how you could, how it would be into those stores, right? So I remember, for one example, Karmaloop, when they were interested in picking up the collection, what they wanted to do was they wanted to test the collection out before they actually bought into buying like a couple thousand units, which is, I completely understand. They want to make sure that you as a brand and as a designer are delivering quality products, but also delivering designs that are, people actually like. So before they went on to the wholesale aspect, what they wanted to do is they wanted to do something called drop shipping. And drop shipping is pretty much what you do with an online boutique, because Karmaloop doesn't really have like physical locations. They're an online retailer as well. And it's pretty much where you take your inventory. Say you have like 3 t-shirt designs, you have like 4 pants designs. You'll take whatever inventory you have. So those 10 t-shirts. So I have this polo t-shirt on right now. So say I have a black polo tee, I have a white polo tee, and I have a red polo tee. I would have 10 in red, 10 in white, and 10 in black. So I would send them those 30 units, and it would be drop shipped. So pretty much when I send it to Karmaloop, whatever sold online, they would take 10 or 15% of it, and then the rest of the money they would kick it back to me. So that way it tested the product before it was able to go, before they purchased any more from me, to make sure that it was a design that was actually working and make sure that people actually liked it. So that's drop shipping. And if you're interested in doing drop shipping with a store in a physical location, all you have to do is really just go up to the retailer and sort of start to build a relationship with them. Because retail, like people in stores and in boutiques, like in your local skate shop, or that local boutique that sells John Elliott or Fear of God or Off-White, all you have to do is really just go in there and talk to them like on a friendly sort of basis, because they're just as passionate about clothes as you are. That's why they have a flagship store. So you go in there, and instead of you just being, hey, I have this brand and we have these t-shirts and we're trying to sell you these t-shirts, store owners hear that every day. They hear that on the daily basis. So if you go in there and you're just going to pitch yourself as like another brand, they're going to quickly try to like just throw you to the side, because they hear that every single day. So in order for you to differentiate yourself and to stand out and be a little bit different, don't even really talk about your product. Just go in there and ask them what's up. Do you guys have that new Off-White collab? Do you guys have that new Fear of God? Do you guys have those that new Supreme collab? Like, would you guys get in new? And just start talking to them about clothes and just have like an actual genuine conversation. Because then they'll actually identify you as a person. So when you as a person come in there and say Bob, Billy, or Alex, go talks to the owner of the store. Oh, that's Alex. He comes here all the time. He always checks up on what's going on. He's very in tune, and I know he likes this just as much as me. So Alex comes in here with these 10 t-shirts. I may not take all 100 that Alex has, but the fact that he has this 10, I'll definitely take it on dropship, or I'll take it on consignment, just because I know he likes clothes just as much as me. And it's really that simple. If you can build an authentic relationship with people, they will like to work with you, because they just want to work with people who have that same energy, and they want to keep that same energy in their atmosphere. So that's drop shipping. Another way is with consignment. I've personally never really done consignment. I've done pop-up shops, and a pop-up shop is pretty much where you go to a boutique and you come with whatever inventory you have and you just pop up. You'll come, you'll get a rack, you'll get like some clothes, and you'll put them in the storefront, and anybody who comes in and they're interested, they'll buy it. I've done pop-up shops in a bunch of boutiques in DC, and I've always had like a great turnout personally from my personal experience. And I kid you not, the people who would come in there and buy that, it wasn't necessarily people from the youth. I would have like, maybe it'll be some skate kid who's like 17 or really into Supreme. He'll buy a t-shirt or something. But the main people who were kind of buying my stuff was like adults. Like I'm talking like 40 or 50-year-old people, and they would buy it for their kids. Like they would come and they'd be like, yo, my kid loves this stuff. And they would just buy like 6 shirts for me, and then I would take the money directly. And that's what a pop-up shop is, and that's why it's a good experience. So you have drop shipping, which is what I did kind of with Karmaloop for a while. pop-up shops, which are just a great way for you to even get known in your city and even have some notoriety. And then consignment. Consignment is pretty much where you go in there and you put your stuff on the racks, and anybody who comes in and they buy it, the store is going to take a percentage off of it, maybe 10-15%, and after that they'll set aside the rest of the money for you to come and pick up. So other than those options, those are sort of the more easier ways. If you don't necessarily have a production partner and you're just using a screen printer, making some t-shirts and something like that, and you only have 10 or 20 t-shirts, those are some ways that you can put those in a store so people can actually it can build some notoriety around your brand, and it also can be a good way for you to kick some cash into your pocket, because you're not the only one who's trying to sell these now. You now are in a storefront where people are going, where the traffic is going in and out every day. So those three things are great for beginners. Now for the wholesale aspect, if you're trying to actually go and hey, I have this one design, I have this one shirt, and I have 100 pieces of them, and I want this boutique to buy these 100 pieces from me in wholesale, that takes a little bit more of a relationship building. And in order for you to really get that, you want to make sure that you have a great relationship with that retailer, again, on that friendly tip, making sure that they know. And they're going to want to test the product out before they actually buy that 100 units. So give them some samples. First, give them a sample collection and some samples of your work. And pretty much with a sample is just that it's your first piece that you made before you got that 100 made. So it's the first one to make sure the design and stuff was right. So you take that sample to them, show it to them, and if they like it, then maybe they'll buy into it. If not, then they'll want to do those other three options: consignment, drop shipping, or you have a pop-up shop, because they want to make sure before they buy into that product that you're actually delivering something that's good quality. So for you to actually tackle that wholesale aspect, you want to make sure that you build sort of a relationship first. And before you even start to sell 100 units to a store, there are some things that you're going to need first. One of those things is a line sheet. The first thing that you need is to have a line sheet where you pretty much have, a line sheet is pretty much I'll throw up here's a couple pictures from my line sheet that I used when I was wholesaling. I'll throw up a couple pictures here on the screen so you can just get a kind of idea. And pretty much what a line sheet is it's kind of like a book with all of your different designs and your lookbook and everything in it, and it has the prices for your clothes, right? So the way fashion works is the pants or the shirt, you multiply how much it took to get it made times 3 in order for you to get your profit. So for example, if you're typically working with a production partner, it's going to cost you about $40 per pair of pants, right? So you guys can't see pants right now, so I'm going to use this t-shirt for example. If you were working to get a basic long sleeve tee with your logo on the side, like polo, crew neck, just in a basic size breakdown of small, medium, large, extra large, extra large, and you want 10 in each one of those sizes, that's about 70 units, right? So, I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, okay, I remember now. I'm very open, so it's gonna come back to me. it all has to flow. So in fashion, how it pretty much works is you take your whole the price that it took to get it made and you multiply it times 3. So if you have these t-shirts, say I have this basic long sleeve crew neck with my logo on the side, right, in 3 different colorways. Let's not even do colorways because that's a whole different aspect in itself. It's all just this one color. I have 50 of these. 50 means I have 10 in each size. So I have 10 small, 10 medium, 10 large, 10 extra large, and 10 extra large. So it's going to take $15 per t-shirt. So 15 times 50, that's how much it's going to cost for the production. Now it takes you $15 per t-shirt in order for you to make it, right? Now you multiply 15 times 3, so it'd be 45. So 15 times 2 is 30. That's how much you're going to sell it to the store for, right? That's the wholesale price. 15 times 3 is 45. That's how much you sell it to the consumer, because you have to mark it up 3 times as much for you to get your profit back. You see what I'm saying? That's why clothes in the fashion industry are so expensive. That's why you have brands like Off-White selling, stuff for $1,000. That's why you have Jerry Lorenzo selling a pair of jeans for $1,000. Divide 1,000 by 3. That's how much it takes to get each unit made from production. Now, when you have a lot of brands who actually put a lot of quality into their stuff, and even for myself, that's why my Japanese salvage denim jackets were $120. because it was costing me like $45 per jacket. I'm talking, I had Riri hardware, I had Japanese salvage denim, like I overdyed it red, you know what I mean, hidden hardware in between. Like I went ham on that. Like I went all out on it because I wanted to produce a jacket that was really, really high quality that people could use, not just for one season, but I was thinking like in 20 years this jacket is still gonna fit you. And the thing about Japanese salvage denim that makes it so cool is that it takes 6 months just for the denim itself to break in. And as the denim breaks in, you know those groove patterns that you get when you're bending your shirt. Like as with this shirt, you have these groove patterns when I move. With Japanese salvage denim, as the denim breaks in, those groove patterns mold to your actual body. So it's like a fingerprint or a handprint on your garment that's uniquely fitted for you. So just for you to get an insight, that's why it's kind of expensive to buy a lot of high-end stuff, because they're spending mad money to get it produced, to put a lot of that quality into it. So with the line sheet pretty much just has that size breakdown, has the small, medium, large, extra large, extra large, how many sizes you're going up to, how many units you have in each size, the cost it was to get it made,